David was a man of vision and precision. Two qualities defined his career as an architect. His designs were known for their clean lines, innovative use of materials, and a keen sense of harmony with the environment. But his latest project was different. It wasn't a luxury apartment, but was a table. Not just any table, but a custom epoxy table for a new client ultramodern home. It was a challenge that David was eager to take on, despite the steep $5,000 investment he would need to make. His client, Amelia, was a well-known art collector with exacting taste. She wanted a centerpiece for her new living room that would not only match the sleek design of her home but also stand out as a unique piece of art. David had proposed an epoxy table with embedded elements that reflected Amelia's passion for contemporary art. She had loved the idea and given him the green light, along with a substantial budget to make it happen. David's excitement, however, was soon tempered by the realization of the complexities involved in creating such a piece. Epoxy resin was not his usual medium. He spent countless hours researching, watching tutorials, and consulting with experts in the field. He ordered the highest quality materials, crystal clear epoxy resin, exotic woods, and various artistic elements to embed within the table. As days passed, David found himself engulfed in the project. He set up a workshop in his garage, transforming it into a makeshift studio. The smell of resin and wood filled the air as he meticulously planned the layout. He envisioned a river of deep blue epoxy running through the center of the table with swirling patterns of color and embedded objects that would catch the light in mesmerizing ways. But the process was fraught with challenges. The first pour of epoxy did not go as planned. Air bubbles made the smooth surface and the resin did not cure evenly. David's frustration grew as he realized that achieving the perfect pour was more difficult than he had anticipated. Each failure was a costly setback, both in time and materials. His colleagues at the architectural firm were skeptical. "Why are you wasting your time with this?" one of them asked. "You are an architect, not a furniture maker." David brushed off their doubts, but they lingered in the back of his mind. He began to question his own abilities. Was this table a misguided attempt to prove something to himself? Despite the setbacks, David pressed on. He spent late nights in his workshop, experimenting with different techniques and troubleshooting problems. He learned to mix the epoxy more carefully, to use heat guns to eliminate bubbles, and to control the curing process more precisely. Each iteration brought him closer to his vision, but the process was grueling. Amelia visited the workshop several times, her presence both a comfort and a source of pressure. She was patient but had high expectations. "I trust you, David," she said during one visit. "I know you'll create something extraordinary." Her words spurred him on, but the technical issues continued. The second pour was better but still not perfect. He noticed that the colors did not blend as seamlessly as he had hoped. The embedded objects shifted during the curing process, disrupting the design. Every mistake felt like a blow to his confidence. One particular late night, as he stared at yet another flawed pour, David felt a wave of despair. He was exhausted and frustrated. The doubts from his colleagues echoed in his mind. Maybe they were right. But then, he remembered why he had taken on this project in the first place. It was more than just a table. It was a chance to push his boundaries, to merge his architectural skills with a new form of art. He took a deep breath and reminded himself of the beauty he had envisioned. He couldn't give up now. David decided to start from scratch, using everything he had learned from his previous attempts. He meticulously prepared the mold, ensuring it was perfectly level. He mixed the epoxy with utmost care, watching the viscosity and timing the pour precisely. He used a new technique to embed the objects, securing them in place before the epoxy hardened. He even built a custom jig to ensure the final table would be perfectly flat. The final pour was nerve-wracking. David watched as the epoxy spread, holding his breath as he used a heat gun to eliminate the last of the bubbles. He monitored the curing process closely, adjusting the temperature and humidity in the workshop to ensure the resin set evenly. Days later, when the epoxy had fully cured, David removed the table from the mold. He sanded and polished the surface until it gleamed. The deep blue river of epoxy, swirling with vibrant colors and embedded objects that seemed to float with the resin. It was exactly as he had envisioned, a perfect blend of form and function, art and utility. When Amelia saw the finished table, her eyes widened with delight. David, this is incredible, she said, running her fingers over the smooth surface. It's everything I hoped for and more. The table was delivered and placed in Amelia's living room, where it immediately became the focal point. It complemented the modern design of her home perfectly, adding a touch of unique artistry that drew the eye and sparked conversation. Amelia was thrilled and wasted no time in showing it off to her friends and fellow art collectors. Word of David's creation spread quickly. Amelia's recommendation led to new clients who were eager for their own custom pieces. David found himself inundated with requests for bespoke furniture and design elements, each project pushing his creativity boundaries further. The success of the table brought David not only financial rewards, but also a renewed sense of confidence and purpose. His firm benefited as well, gaining new clients and high-paying projects. The $5,000 investment he had made in the table returned a $15,000 profit, a testament to the value of his hard work and perseverance. David's colleagues, once skeptical, now look at him with newfound respect. They saw the potential in combining traditional architectural skills with innovative artistic endeavors. The firm began to explore more custom projects, expanding their portfolio and reputation. As for David, he continued to create, inspired by the success of the epoxy table. He took on new challenges, always pushing the limit of his creativity and skill. The table had been a turning point, a reminder that the greatest achievements often come from stepping outside one's comfort zone and embracing the unknown. In the end, David's journey was about more than just a piece of furniture. It was about vision, perseverance, and the courage to pursue one's passion despite the obstacles. It was a story of creativity triumphing over doubts and of a craftsman finding his true calling in the most unexpected of places. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this.